You've probably heard that phrase, right? Outwork everyone. It sounds simple, but it's way more than just a slogan on a t-shirt. It's a raw, relentless philosophy that puts pure effort above everything else. So today, we're going to deconstruct this exact mindset, piece by piece, and figure out what it really means to outwork everyone.
And this right here? This is the engine driving the whole thing. It's basically a declaration of war against your own circumstances. The argument is pretty straightforward. Things like genetics, privilege, or even natural talent? Sure, they're starting points, but they are not the finish line. The real competition, the one that actually matters, is a battle of will.
Okay, so first things first, let's get a handle on the core principle, what we're calling the Outwork mandate. This is the bedrock, the foundation everything else is built on.
At its heart, the Outwork mandate is a belief system. It completely reframes the path to success. It's not about luck, it's not about your background, it's a direct result of sheer, uncompromising effort. The central claim here is that work ethic isn't just a factor, it is the supreme defining factor.
Now, what's so interesting here is how this splits the world into two columns. On the left, you've got the inherent traits, all the stuff you can't control, right? Your genes, the resources you were born with. And on the right, the earned traits, the things you build from scratch through pure effort, like work ethic and grit. This mindset doesn't just ask you to ignore the left column. No, its entire premise is to make that column completely irrelevant, arguing that the traits on the right have the power to just overwhelm the ones on the left. So, a big philosophy is great, but how do you actually do it? How does it translate into action? Well, that brings us to our next section, the one more doctrine. This is where the big ideas get real, like right down to your daily to-do list.
The source material poses this really powerful question. The idea is that huge, life-altering change doesn't happen in some giant leap. It's not an overnight transformation. Instead, it's the result of one single repeated decision. The decision to do just one more than you're required to.
And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. It's not about some huge, heroic effort. It's about the small, almost unnoticeable additions to your daily routine that just compound over time. 45 minutes on the treadmill, it becomes 46. 20 phone calls, nope, it's 21. It's about finding the edge of what you think your limit is and then taking just one more step past it.
And that's it. That's the whole tactical plan. The beauty of the +1 is just how simple it is. It's a decision anyone can make in any moment, no matter what their situation is. That little +1, that's the separator.
And this right here is the huge psychological payoff. See, every time you do one more, you're not just getting a tiny bit better at something, you are fundamentally changing how you see yourself. You're sending a signal to your own brain that you are the kind of person who goes further, who doesn't quit, who actually earns their success. You see, all this consistent effort, all this stacking of +1 moments, it does more than just build a skill. It forges an identity. And that brings us to this massive psychological divide this philosophy creates, the internal script of a winner versus a loser. And it's a script that's based entirely on actions, not words. This quote is really the guiding principle here. The idea is that there are no small actions. There's no off switch. Whether you're making fries or closing a multi-million-dollar deal, the level of effort you bring, that reveals your true character and, in this view, predicts your future. According to this mindset, the loser's playbook is all about inaction and distraction. It's talking a big game about how much you hate to lose, but then never actually doing the hard stuff to win. It's making excuses, focusing on what everyone else is doing, and then quitting the second things get tough. And the contrast just couldn't be sharper, could it? The winner's playbook is all action. It's a pure, internal obsession with being the absolute best, and it shows up in real-world habits like getting there early and staying late. It's simple. While one person talks, the other one works. But let's be real for a second. This level of commitment, it doesn't come for free. To be honest about this, we have to look at the other side of the coin. So our next section covers the price of obsession. This is the question this philosophy really forces you to face. It's not just about adding more hours to your day. It's about what you have to give up, what you have to endure to get to that absolute peak level of performance. And yeah, this slide does not pull any punches. It lays out the true cost of this kind of dedication. Now, what's really important to get is that this philosophy doesn't just acknowledge these costs, it demands them.
It presents an unbalanced life, this relentless obsession and being totally misunderstood not as unfortunate side effects, but as the necessary, non-negotiable price of admission for playing at the highest level.
This quote completely reframes that social cost. Being called crazy or obsessed isn't a negative here. It's framed as evidence. It's a sign that you've separated yourself from the pack, that you're genuinely pushing the boundaries of what everyone else thinks is possible. It's actually a badge of honor.
So after looking at the mandate, the practice, and the price, it all boils down to one thing: a decision. And that brings us to our final section, the final choice.
So the crucial takeaway is this: you don't wait for permission to be great. You don't sit around hoping for the right opportunity to fall in your lap. According to this worldview, you just decide. You decide to hold yourself to a higher standard than anybody else, and then you live that decision every single day.
And the source material just sums up this whole spirit of radical self-reliance with a quote that is, forgive the language, as raw and direct as the philosophy itself. The point it's making is that all that external validation is irrelevant. The only person you ever need to answer to, the only approval that truly matters is your own.
And that's where this whole thing leaves us. It turns the camera right back on you with a final, provocative choice. This mindset completely rejects the idea of shortcuts or secret formulas. It says there's only one path: the work itself. So the ultimate question isn't whether you can outwork everyone, it's whether you will.